All right, welcome back to another episode of the Roundball podcast. Today is myself and Hunter because Jordan, let me tell you something. If you have to be moving out of your apartment, moving anywhere, I would say I'm out for the day no matter what.
Yeah,
That's a bad day to do anything. So Jordan is not joining us, but today's episode and the whole show is presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer, the best vodka seltzer, the best tequila seltzer in the game. It's real vodka, it's real tequila, and real juice. The new tequilas are amazing. I've had the strawberry one. I love the strawberry one. I'm not even a tequila guy, and I love the tequila. Go get them at Drizly. Any liquor store, they will be there. They're the absolute best drink to have at a bar. Just at home, I actually lately have been putting them on ice. Little black cherry vodka one on ice. It's the best. So go get yours, and uh, always send it to us. I love seeing when you guys are watching the Final Four this week, and send it to us. All right, Hunter, how you doing?
Marty, what it do? What it do?
You look stressed.
I am stressed.
You got
It's.
life
I mean, it's.
decisions coming up, and that's a you do it's I like this is why I like doing a podcast with somebody currently in college basketball. I think for fans, it's a good experience to see straight on what the fuck's going on in your life. A lot of people don't have to make decisions in their life until way later. Like going to college is one, but it's like just going to college, not playing a sport or anything, is pretty easy. Like you can leave whatever. I see today, Caleb Love is leaving, um, going in transfer portal. A bunch of big names are going to transfer portal, and you have 2 years left. You can transfer. You can go back to Michigan. You're at Michigan right now. It's a little stressful, no?
No, it's very stressful trying to figure out what you want to do. Um, yeah, I mean, I was trying to make it seem like you can't see it on my face, but no, it's definitely been
No, I
something
saw
that's
it
been on my
before the
mind.
episode.
It's been something that's been on my mind for a while now.
Yeah, and that's just normal, and like especially with like NIL and stuff, and just the best fit, and like also your career post college. It's an exhausting thing, and people don't like myself. Don't I laughed at Caleb Love leaving, but if it's better for him, good for him. But I do remember some reporter, I forget his name, but he did tell us that to delete tweets about Caleb Love and RJ Davis about a whole viral thing happening, and then all of a sudden Caleb Love transfers. Why do you think he transferred from a team he was starting on all season and went to the Final Four just 1 year ago?
I mean,
Huh.
I
A little trouble in the locker
don't.
room, maybe?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was trouble in the locker room. I feel like. I mean, I haven't spoken to him about it, but I just feel like it was probably a case where he just needed a change of scenery. Um, he definitely has dreams of becoming an NBA player, and I think he probably wanted to be out of here by now. And here, I mean college, and so I'd say he just wanted to change the scenery and try to shake something up.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with the trouble in the locker room. UNC, UNC has become transfer university. Duke, Duke doesn't just lose their starters like that. They don't. They don't lose them. It's a sad scene. Like Tyrese Proctor. Do you think he even thought about transferring? No, he's coming back to Duke.
I
Fucking
mean, Joey Baker.
Joey Baker wasn't a starter.
That's fair.
He never started. Tyrese Proctor started all year. He started to come on late, and that's a huge get back for Duke as seriously because I think that helps. I think it helps a lot of people for like a team like Duke, where it's like Kyle Filipowski has been thinking about what he's doing. Mitchell's been thinking about what he's doing. If you got one of the key pieces back, don't you agree that that would be like, that would entice people to maybe come back to maybe run it back again?
Yeah, for sure. But how many scholarships do you have available though?
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about the same thing. I'm guessing Lively is gone and Dariq Whitehead is gone. And then I don't know what Roach is gonna do. I have no idea what he's gonna do. And then with we have the second best recruiting class coming in with McCain, and I can't pronounce one other guy's last name. It's who's sick. I don't know. It's very confusing, but it's also hard to see. Like if Filipowski comes back, that's insane. I don't know if his stock will ever get higher, but unless they win a championship, I don't know. It's very confusing time in college basketball.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I think they might run into a problem. How many guys do they have signed? Probably like four. If they're the
Yeah, I
number
think
two
it's four.
class. So you're expecting four guys to leave, and what happens if just only two leave? Then you have a situation where two guys might, they might have to find another school.
Yeah, no, they might have to find. There's Shut. This guy Shut will probably have to find a new school. It's crazy. It's a legit business now where it's like you got to recruit people to stay, whatever. Um, but it's fun. It is definitely fun to see where Caleb Love's going to go. See where these big
But
players
you
are
got
going.
you got five guys committed.
5.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
you got five in there.
Because Duke is usually now. You just feel like they're gonna be leaving, but
How do you
I'm
have
just
you got?
saying, this is me saying it. Hunter's at Michigan right now, but if I was a recruiter, I would have gotten him. I'd have him at Duke. You were made for Duke. That's all I'm gonna say.
Your third all-time recruit was Josh McRoberts,
What do you mean third all time?
like highest rated recruit.
This year?
No, Josh McRoberts. See, you don't even know Duke basketball. He's class of 2005.
Oh,
He played in the NBA.
oh no, I don't. 2005. I was watching. I know. I don't retain anything from 2010 and below.
That's fair. But you have 3 6'8" power forwards committed to you next year.
Yes, McCain is really good.
But that's not McCain, though.
I know, but
You
he's McCain's
I don't
the
know how that's going to work out. I don't know why three guys would all commit at the same position. That makes no sense to me. You
especially,
all
and
have,
is that the same position as Filipowski?
yes.
Yeah.
So if Filipowski comes back,
What's the
I mean,
one guy's
that's
name? Mbako or something?
yeah.
Mbago, he's dirty.
He's your highest
Um,
rated recruit on. I think this is what is this? Right, 247 Sports, and then you got Sean Stewart. I know we were trying to recruit him,
Stewart's good.
and then McCain, Foster. You got a good little class, Marty.
I know they're really good, especially if with Proctor coming back. As we're seeing right now, guards win in March. It's just a fact, and a little help from a big man because that's what people say like guards win, but each team has a big man that plays a big part.
Yeah,
Like FAU guy plays a big part. Miami's big man plays a big part. So does UConn, obviously, Sonogo. Like, that's what people love to say guards because, like, Miami's guards are amazing, but every team has a very, very talented big man.
no, you're
Um,
right.
but yeah, let's talk about the Elite Eight. We have Miami, Texas game was awesome. Absolutely
Yeah,
awesome. I, I, I felt like Miami was dead for a while, and then all of a sudden they were unbelievable. Nigel Pack's ridiculous. Jordan Miller is like that's who needs to be talked about more because I feel like Wong and Nigel Pack are the two that get talked about. Jordan Miller is their X factor for sure.
Jordan Miller had his little Christian Leitner game where he went perfect from the field, perfect from the free throw line.
Yep.
No, like you said, I mean, coming into the day or just coming into the Elite Eight, I knew that was probably going to be the best game just because of, I feel like it was two evenly matched teams. But I did think that Texas was going to win. But I also saw, I mean, Miami's been playing so good that I was kind of scared. I thought they had a chance with Wong and Pack. Like you said, they've been playing really good all tournament. But Jordan Miller's been that X factor for him.
Yeah, and like we talked about, no one's really went through a gauntlet. Miami has officially went through a gauntlet. They were losing to Drake by 7 with 8 minutes left, or 13 or something like that. Then they blew out Indiana, which is a pretty tough second matchup game. Then they beat the shit out of Houston, which is a
Yeah.
insane. And then Texas, those are very, very good teams. And UConn's played some good teams, but not as good as Miami, I don't think. But Miami, I mean, UConn, bro, has been absolutely dominating teams where they're like plus 20 in every single game, especially the Gonzaga. Like tough for Timmy that game. He played he was in foul trouble, not great, but Gonzaga, everything I say about them's true. They're a good team. They're a very good team, but they will always choke. They'll never win a championship. They just won't if they stay in that godforsaken fucking conference. I'm gonna keep saying it. Everyone's like, "Oh, that doesn't make sense." Like, look at FAU, look at San Diego State. Okay, they they've still. I think it's either UConn or Miami that wins this. No,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that game is probably the championship.
what kind of dog we got going on here, huh?
We got two in the background, but yeah, no, I do think the Miami UConn game will be the championship. I think the winner of that game, especially if UConn wins, I think if UConn wins, they might blow out the other team in the championship.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I think UConn's going to win it all, but it wouldn't surprise me if Miami beats them because of how they're playing. But if I had to pick today, I think UConn's going to win it all for sure.
San Diego State is a fucking team that I just want to tear my eyes out watching. It is like, and I'm like, credit to them. That's what they want from these teams because they just played the two teams that probably have one of the best offenses. Like Miami would probably be the next one on UConn, obviously, but they played Creighton and Alabama, who love to shoot the three, and both of them, I think, combined made 5 threes. That's
Yeah,
insane. And they're an old bastard team. They have like 8 seniors, 3 juniors playing, like, it's insane. But they throw up bricks. They got this one guy on their team. You know when you play NBA and you hold the B button too long and like you barely throw it, you like
the
go up
X
like
the X
this?
button.
Yeah, the X button. That's how he shoots.
Oh,
It
you're talking about Bradley. I actually played with
yes.
Bradley when we were at the NBA Top 100 camp. He was on my team. He was a pretty cool guy. Um, we played them last year, and so he remembered me. I didn't think he was going to remember me, but he does shoot. He shoots it almost on the way down, and not like a lot of people shoot it like
Yes.
everybody's taught to shoot it on the way up, but he shoots it like at its highest point, and like he's got a super high release. So I think that helps him in a way because it's like it's harder to block if you shoot it that high. So I think there's a method to that madness. But
But
talking
it's
about San Diego State, I do believe that this was Alabama's tournament to lose, man. If they would
yep,
have, they shot 3 for 27 for San Diego State from three.
11% from 3.
3 for 27, and the number 3 pick in the draft, like, just had a terrible tournament. Like, it was their tournament to lose, and I'll stand by it. I think Alabama, if Alabama just shoots 6 for 27, and that's like still not even, that's like maybe 20. I don't even think that might be like right around 20%. Like they win the game, and that's crazy. But I mean, this is how the whole tournament's been. Like you can say if who who did Indiana? If Indiana would have beat Miami, they probably still be in the tournament right now. Like this tournament's been crazy,
It's
and
San Diego State, though, like what you just said, they played Creighton in Alabama. Both games were last second, like
yeah,
close.
I don't like the call. Talking about that game, I don't like it.
So let's get to that real well. Before we get to that, every game they played with like these past 2 games were really close, and those teams played god awful. But that is also because of San Diego State's defense. Like, you have to give them credit for it. But a team that is just on a little bit are just going to beat them. Like FAU can definitely beat San Diego State, and FAU
Yeah,
like I don't think anyone's so surprised about FAU. They are because they were like one play away from losing to Memphis, and then all of a sudden they got a pretty easy break.
Mhm.
Not like Kansas State, like that was a great win. Like I don't mean to.
But I mean, they got to play Fairleigh Dickinson instead of Purdue.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They got breaks, and that's just what you need in March Madness anyway. So like, good for them. But FAU is 30-3 going into the tournament. Like they're not like a Cinderella team. And San Diego State was ranked all year. They're a 5 seed. But I got to be honest. I don't want to watch that game. I don't even. That I think it's going to be the lowest viewed Final Four game of all time.
I will say, I mean, like I've been saying this for months now. To win the NCAA tournament, you need some luck. There's
100%.
definitely some luck involved. You can't just get it based off skill. You need some balances to go your way. You need some teams to lose that you need to lose. I've been down FAU all year. I mean, not all year, all tournament, and they just keep proving me wrong. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they win. Honestly, I think like I want to say San Diego State's going to win because they got my guy Coach Dutcher, Fab Four coach or Fab Five coach. But I mean, at this point, it would not shock me at all for them to win. I do think this will be a very low scoring game. Just given the teams, I feel like it'll be a low shooting percentage game. But I do think it's going to be San Diego State and UConn, and I think UConn's going to win.
I'm going with Miami. I'm going with Miami because they've been tested so much, bro. And I think I think Sonogo and is a huge problem, but they've been playing so good. UConn, it's like, can they keep this up? I don't know. They definitely can, but I looked up some of the ratings of like past Final Fours, and I think the lowest of recent was like 8 to 9 million people watching the Final Four game. I would imagine this one might be really low. I do.
I,
FAU, Texas. I mean, Miami and UConn will be very high,
yeah,
but that they're going to put that other game before it. I think it's before it already, and it's just I don't know. The weird thing about college basketball this year was that there really wasn't an absolute star in the making. Of recent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think that's due to the fact that the top two prospects for the NBA are one's international and then one's in the G League.
bro,
But I
if
know
you look at
Brandon
the
Miller. I
top,
feel like Brandon Miller was a star this year. He, I think playing at Alabama, they might have not given him like the airtime that he deserved. But I think he was amazing this year. I didn't really know but much about his game before coming into the season, but he surprised me a lot, and he definitely deserves to be in that conversation for the number one pick. I think the other two are better than him in terms of like, well, I
his
take that back.
tournament didn't help.
I think Scoot Henderson is better than him. Victor Wembanyama, Victor Wembanyama is still to be seen, but Brandon Miller played great this whole year. It's unfortunate that he played bad in the tournament because that's probably what a lot of people are going to remember him, for. But
And
uh,
murder.
yeah, I do agree with you. There wasn't like too many crazy freshman stars, but I think that's just a sign of the times with um, like the transfer portal, NIL, stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a lot more of older guys, kind of dominating college basketball nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's just weird, though, what I'm saying is because Brandon Miller was the best freshman for sure, but, like, there wasn't dude, we used to have, like, Zion. I mean, even you, when you were a freshman, you were very, very talk you're still very much talked about, but when you're a freshman, you were talked about a lot. Like, Keontae George, from Baylor really was, like he didn't really break out as a star this year. He was very good. He was the best player on our team, one of the best. He'll get drafted as a lottery pick, but it just wasn't like there was no Zions, RJ Barrett, there's no Chets, Paolo. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of transfers that played well at places, or I don't know. It's just college basketball is just so different now because I feel like a lot of people are staying longer as well because of the NIL shit.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. I think in terms of like the top freshmen, there was that like there wasn't a Zion or like a Marvin Bagley, RJ Barrett, those high level guys. I think these guys are more finesse players in a sense. Like I think you look at a guy like Grady Dick coming out of Kansas. Like I think he's more of like a finesse guy, like more skilled. I mean, obviously he's still athletic, but I think
Yeah.
skill is what really drives his game. And so like that's probably I think the second best player in terms of freshmen in the country. And then you got Bryce Sensabaugh, another guy who's super skilled. I mean, I was kind of confused with him throughout this whole year. Like he didn't really start. He didn't start against us, which was kind of surprising to me. But he's probably another top freshman. You said Keontae George, G.G. Jackson. He played at South Carolina, so I don't think he really got much airtime. But no, I do agree with you. There weren't that many like just super athletic, super skilled freshmen this year, and I think that was just probably their class. Each class is so different. Um, I think my class was one of the better classes in recent history because we had so many guys like Cade Cunningham, uh, Evan Mobley.
Yeah, yours was
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, and so I think it was just maybe the class. Each class is different, and so maybe next year you might have that with some guys who bring a little bit star power. But again, I
But
still think the NIL transfer portal had a lot to do with it. Older guys
you
playing.
said it before too, like the first two guys are overseas in G League, but like I think like 7 of the first 10 guys or like 6 of the first 10 are not college guys in the in NBA mocks right now. So that's where it's like this G League thing is I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather play in college if it was me. I think it's just growing up and like it's just I don't know. It seems like it's cooler, but I guess G League you're getting paid probably more.
Oh yeah, I think Scoot Henderson. I think they're giving him $1 million or something like that
Yeah, like
to
I
play.
wish Scoot Henderson was in college. Like Scoot
Oh, if
Henderson,
he would have played at like Auburn, that's like where he's from down there in Georgia, Atlanta. If he would have played at Auburn, you would have heard him
do you know
every
him?
week. I don't know him. I've just seen highlights of his game and stuff like that, and like just seen when he played Wembanyama when they came down to Vegas. He's just really good. He's super athletic, super like kind of reminds me of like Ant Edwards.
Mhm.
That's an easy
I
comparison.
I think Scoot Henderson's gonna be like Wembanyama is like he's got so much pressure already on him, and Scoot
Yeah.
Henderson has like none, and he's like probably I feel like he's gonna be one of the best players in the NBA very early, and like
Mhm.
not many people are talking about Scoot Henderson.
No, if I was an NBA executive and I had the first pick in the draft, I think I'd take Scoot Henderson. Like you said though, Victor Wembanyama's got so much pressure on him. That could be super hard for people to deal with. I mean, I think people overestimate um, like how LeBron did it and how he made it seem so smooth. But that kind of pressure can be so intimidating. Like I think, like just going back to Scoot Henderson, I think if he would have like if he was in last year's draft class, but like this year, I think he would have went number one above Paolo and Chet.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's that good.
Well, I think like Victor Wembanyama is definitely he is
He's the guy that you have to take because if it doesn't work out, like you're going to be that guy that's always remembered
yes,
for not taking
100%.
him. Like you
And
kind of just have to.
but he's definitely the most hyped up basketball player since LeBron.
Yeah, I'd
And you
say
have to
so.
remember though, LeBron didn't have social media around. It was just ESPN. Like he was like the first person to have his like high school games televised, LeBron. That was
Yeah,
a big deal, you know?
yeah,
But it's so different now, like with social media, like I would have no idea who Victor Wembanyama was until people are tweeting about him, videos coming out. Like everyone looks good and I'm sure he's probably fucking gonna be amazing. But I'm just saying, it's just so weird how he's just playing in France and we have no idea really how exactly he is.
yeah. No, I'm interested to see how it turns out. I mean, being that tall, that skilled, some. Yeah, I agree. I feel like
Why don't you fucking do that, huh? Is your height? Let's get you dribbling the ball like that, huh?
he's like I think he's like maybe like 3 inches taller than me.
He's 3 inches taller. He's
I
seven
think he's
four.
7'5". I think he's 7'5".
Okay, so maybe he is gonna be the fucking best thing in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited. That's why I'm excited to see. I'm ready for it to happen. I mean, they didn't want. I'm not surprised that they kept him overseas because like, you just there's no point in bringing him over. Like he's going to be the number 1 pick regardless. So you might as well just keep him over there, train, be around his family because he's not going to go home to France for. I mean, he might go back in the off season, but for like 9 months, he'll probably be in the United States. So um, I'm ready to see what it looks like in the summer league for him for sure.
Why don't we hit up Jeremy Roach and he just teaches you how to be a 7-1 point guard.
I got some ball handling skills. You saw the crossover versus Vanderbilt.
I know you do. That's what I'm saying. It's just like let's just make you into a fucking unicorn on the court.
All right, yeah, for sure. That's in the summer program.
You know what I've realized? I'm your unofficial manager.
Okay, okay, I'll take that.
I'm your unofficial manager. I get no money. I probably won't make you any money. But if I do the dirty work.
All right, I
All right.
appreciate that, Marty. I
All right.
appreciate that.
Yeah. I want to also shout out our moron social media guy, Champa, who got duped by a 200 follower account um, saying that Hunter Dickinson is back at Michigan. And I texted, I was like, because Brandon Walker came up to me and goes, "Oh, Hunter's staying at Michigan." I was like, I don't know. Is he? Like, do you know information that I don't? And he's like, it's a tweet your podcast did. I go, I was like, I'll literally be pissed if Hunter just like tweeted something and didn't say anything. And then the kid next to me, Hubs, is like, bro, I clicked on the account. It's just not him. I was like,
Yeah, no,
he just didn't see it. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's. And I was like, you know what, Hunter is my friend. All right, good. We're still friends.
yeah,
Um,
because yeah, no, because somebody sent me that tweet because I'm obviously not on Twitter, but somebody sent me that tweet and I looked at it. I'm like, hold up, is that my account? Because it had the H. So I actually had to click on Twitter for a hot second and realized that it was a fake tweet. So yeah, no, I'll go out here. I think the podcast is a great avenue to say everybody that that was not me, that was not my account, and so yeah, we'll have Champa clip that up for sure and post that. But that was not
yes, well, that's
my
how it
not
should.
not me saying that.
We should post that. I think the podcast and Marty Mush is a good outlet to tell people what your decision is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Whether it's the draft or staying, either one.
Yeah, yeah. I should be that person, right? I, I
Yeah,
want I
yeah.
want I want the crowd to know that I am literally just telling Hunter. If there's a person out there that tweets this information that I don't like, I'm gonna I'll be upset.
Yeah, yeah, I know. If
And
you
Jordan might lose his shit if that happens.
oh, yeah, no, I think I'd get that's why I told him, I said I'd get killed
You
if,
would.
um, if
We
he
didn't
broke
talk
that out
about
there.
that. We didn't talk about Dave and Goodman going at it. I mean, I'm sorry, Dave and Goodbum.
They were going at it. I Dave was basically trying to say that Providence was a better job than Georgetown.
I think he was trying to say that and also saying like the way Cooley went out was a bad way. Like the way the recruiting of Lampkin and
I don't know.
all this.
Is Lampkin actually going there?
I don't know if that was a real thing.
I don't
I
think that
think it
was
was
real.
real. I think it was like he was wanted to, but I don't know if it's an actual thing that happened.
Yeah, because you would have heard it by now. Like even if he did jump the gun, like,
Yeah, that's the
but
thing, bro.
I don't
I
think it's a
think,
real thing.
but I love that. I will say one thing about Goodman. Him and his people are such like, and I don't even care about them. I really don't. It's just more. I saw a clip of it was in Spaces,
Yeah.
and and someone was like, "Hey, Goodman, like, how does it feel that Portnoy is like rent free in your head?" Which is like, people say that shit all the time. So, and then Goodman was like, "I don't, I don't even know who that is." I hate that response. You know who Dave Portnoy is. Like, you one are fighting with him, so definitely looked him up, and two, he's the internet. I don't even know how to explain that. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, no, everybody knows who Dave is. I think he was just trying to not pay him any attention.
He's trying to be cool, which didn't work out. It's like, you know who Dave is. Like, don't act like you don't know who he is. Like, it's so stupid. It's such a loser move to do.
Everybody knows who El Presidente is, man.
It's just a fact.
But I mean, I I kind of agree with him though, like in sense. I don't really blame Cooley for the way he left. Like it's kind of hard. Like there's no perfect way to leave that situation when you've been a coach for there for so long. You're the face of the program. You were born there. Like it was going to be a kind of like a muddy departure anyway, and like anyway you sliced it. So I think it was going to be a tough departure anyways. But um, I I don't agree that Providence is a better job than Georgetown either. No hate to Providence, but I just think Georgetown, like, it's just
It's
going to be
recent.
easier for him
It's
to
re
recruit
it's
there.
it's recency of
Yeah,
Georgetown
yeah,
being really
yeah, a
shitty.
lot of, and then people, I forgot to mention that last podcast, Jordan Bohannon was calling it Georgetown. It's Georgetown, Georgetown, Jordan.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things happening in college basketball, and I'm exhausted from it, to be honest. There's so much shit to keep up with, and
It's like free agency. It's almost like we got a trade deadline, a free agency deadline out
yeah,
here.
because you
I
usually
mean,
don't see big players leave programs, but now it's just like sometimes it's better for them to leave. Like, you don't know. Like, I don't blame anyone for leaving. I'll only make fun of UNC people. I don't think I wouldn't blame anyone for ever leaving. It's like your personal life that you also are trying to become in the NBA. Some teams, if your team isn't going to get places, sometimes it's better. Like Caleb Love, UNC sucks. So you're gonna go somewhere else. That makes sense, you know?
well, I mean, I
Um,
think it's just like everybody's got to realize these are 19 to 23-year-old, human beings trying to make a decision that's going to impact the rest of their lives. And so it's like it's tough, and you know, some people are short-minded, short-sighted in that they're trying to figure out what's best for them now and not in the future and stuff like that. But it's a super tough decision, and I mean, like Marty, try to think back when you were 21 and you're making a decision that is going to impact the rest of your life and
the
like
thing
your
is
family's
though,
life and stuff like that.
yeah, that's the thing where my decisions at 21 wasn't affecting anything. Yours are. Like,
Your
you have
decision was where you're going to go out on Saturday.
yeah, my decisions, where am I going out, after college, 22, my decision was get any job that would pay me, and it's like, my decisions later in life, like, as of recent, was how it would affect my life, and that's a bigger decision where I'm also 28 years old. You're 22, and you have to decide, is this the right place for me? Am I going to make more money? Am I going to get to the NBA? I can take care of my family if I do this. Like, that's a very big decision as a young person, where in college, where you're not you definitely have matured more as you've been at Michigan. You matured faster than a lot of 22-year-olds because you've been through a bunch of shit. But,
Yeah,
like, people don't mature very easily in college, and it's like it's a tough thing out there. And then there's also, like, people like me on Twitter and Goodbum and other people that are 50 years old, and commenting on a 22-year-old kid's decision, you know? And then
yeah,
that's
for sure.
the way it goes, but I don't know, it's a weird life.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a weird time in college basketball, but I think it like it is what it is. I feel like at this point, um, this is how it has to be because of NIL. I think NIL is very great for the players. I think this is one maybe downside of it, but um, the school just make way too much money for guys not to get paid and be able to make money off their own image and likeness. So
There was there was a piece of advice Rhea wanted to give you to say. She said, if you ever did leave Michigan, go to somewhere warmer. That was her advice.
yeah, no, I was in Florida for a couple of days, and yeah, no,
Isn't it the best? Like just having warm weather in March, like literally, doesn't it boost your mood?
oh, for sure.
And look who's in the Final Four. San Diego State, beautiful weather. FAU, beautiful weather. Miami, beautiful weather. And then you got Connecticut, which is just a gray cloud for
Yeah,
9 months. But
Connecticut might be worse than Michigan, honestly,
yeah.
in terms of weather. That might be worse.
Yeah. But hey, so your prediction is
I got
UConn
UConn,
winning it all.
UConn in a tight one versus Miami, and then UConn in a blowout versus whoever they play.
Who do you think they play?
San Diego State, but I mean that's just because I've been wrong on FAU for so long that I'm so stubborn that I gotta get right one time with them.
I'm going Miami and FAU because
Oh, so you're just fading me, huh? You're fading me.
I've been wrong on FAU as well. I took them. Only reason I took them against Kansas State was because Bosco was the leader for Kansas State, and they
Oh,
that
yeah. You knew that ship was gonna sink.
yeah, he's a program killer. So there,
He's not touching Michigan.
no, but yeah, that was just like, but yeah, I'm going FAU. I'm going Miami just because they keep proving everyone wrong. They were in gambling senses. This is me talking. They were +7, +4. Like they're opening up here at +5 or +4. But UConn has been the best team in the tournament. They just have been,
Oh,
and that's why
is UConn the favorite to win it all?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're the favorite to win it all, and
Well,
that makes sense. Like they haven't been tested at all because they've been blowing teams out. So, I think Sonogo is their guy who really gets them going. Did you know like he's religious and I think I don't want to mess it up. What is it Ramadan?
yeah, Ramadan. Oh, he's Arabic?
I think I
Or he's
don't
Muslim?
know, but
Sorry,
this is
not Arabic,
alleged. But
Muslim,
I
sorry.
do know that he like so in Vegas it's 3 hours behind, so they're playing at 4:30 or whatever. He wasn't allowed to drink or eat during when the sun's up.
Really?
So in the middle of the game, so during the game, he wasn't allowed to drink water for the first half. He's allowed to wash out his mouth and spit it out, but he wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to take a sip. And Hurley heard about this, and he's like, "I didn't know this was happening during the tournament." He's like, "I couldn't sleep. Like you can't give him a glass of water." Like Hurley not being able to sleep over it's so fucking funny. But Sonogo's been. I was like, "Hey, maybe he shouldn't eat or drink whatever he's been doing because he's been unbelievable."
Yeah, no, that's gotta be rough. I mean, they play at 8:49 on Saturday, so the
So
sun will
that's
be
good
down
for
for the
him.
game.
So
But
that'll
it's
be
gonna be hard because
7:49 there.
he's gonna have to try to eat like right before the game because he won't be able to eat until like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So it can be rough for him, but hoping everything goes well with him and hoping that he has a successful Ramadan.
No, yeah, he's been awesome. But all right, so I got Miami, FAU. You got the opposite. We're opposite right now.
Yeah, yes. We're either gonna be really right or really wrong.
Yeah, hey, we
Or
can't
in the
be
middle.
and one of us is gonna get one, I'll get the other one.
Yeah.
And
I'm assuming
me, Hunter, and Jordan did a free bracket challenge. And just to see like who did the best, I won, and my winner was Duke. That's how crazy the tournament was. My team lost in the round of 32, and I won the bracket. I had a
yeah.
lot right. And none of us got one team in the Final Four, which just makes sense.
I didn't.
Did you have
I feel like
UConn?
I feel like I had UConn, but I think I had UConn. I
You
think I
might
did,
have.
but that was it.
Yeah, no. Have you had FAU or San Diego State? Like you just filled out 47 brackets probably.
For
Um,
sure.
Before we end, I want to talk to you guys about Busker Irish Whiskey. Busker Irish Whiskey is a triple cast, triple smooth, an extraordinary blend with extraordinary smoothness. This new to world Irish whiskey is born out of modern Ireland, where the contemporary and bold meet the traditional. Be bold or bust with the Busker. Find the Busker in stores. The Busker Busket. I had a bunch actually during our March Madness streams, and they were so good. It's easy liquor to drink. Irish whiskey's the best. Shout out to them for sending. Trying to. I almost went to Ireland with them. My team lost though, but shout out Busker. Go get it anywhere, any liquor store, and they have a great bottle as well. Holds well, really well. It's smooth, but go get the Busker. You got anything else before we end, Hunter?
No, man. No, I'm just I'm ready for college basketball. Be on. Oh, NIT. Big games tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever this podcast comes out.
Wisconsin, is it
Wisconsin, North
Wisconsin
Texas.
UAB?
No, it's Wisconsin, North Texas, UAB, Utah Valley. I mean, the NIT is a more selective, harder to get into tournament than the NCAA tournament. So this championship means a lot.
Is
Excited to see.
FAU and UAB in the same conference?
I think so. I think they're both in. I don't want to say the league because I'm going to get it wrong, but
USA?
I, th- I think so. I think they're in a conference with. Are they
Yeah,
in the conference with Houston and Rice and them?
they're in conference USA.
All right, yeah, Conference USA.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Where FAU, like everyone's saying, like, oh, the Cinderella probably. It's like, no, they like UAB is really good. Like they played, they had some good competition during it all. The Mountain West was pretty good as well. I don't know. It's a weird tournament. We're gonna
For sure.
record. We may record Sunday after the Final Four to give our predictions Monday, and then we'll figure it out. But we're definitely gonna do like a season sit down. We'll see what Hunter's doing. We'll figure that out. I love I said we'll figure that out like it affects me.
Yeah, me and you will figure it out.
Well, we are. I'm your unofficial manager, and I'm gonna break the news. I think I should. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after. But yeah, that's the show. Appreciate you guys listening. It's been a fun year. We big news is we've all three of us agreed to do the show next year. That's break
Yeah,
news. It
yeah,
has
no.
a more of a shelf life than 1 year.
Exactly.
That's big.
That
It's
is
very
huge.
We'll see where everyone is. Jordan might be in China or Lithuania, or I don't know where he'll be, and I don't know where you'll be. So we'll see. All right, that's the show, and we'll be back. We'll tweet out when we're coming back. See you guys.
All right.